Are you ready?
Wally has played George Michael again on Sports Chat with Neil and Wally.
Use the word jetapult. It's actually a word people don't realize.
Hey, little curveball. Got my fingers on the seams right there. This is Dog Days of Summer. Dog Days of Summer.
Who's the dog? What is that?
Beat up Bulldog Johnny stole his
Belt.
and put it on.
Roll call.
A spidget.
A spidget.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, that's Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers. No, it's not Doobie Brothers. That's Caribbean Queen.
How did you come up with this stuff? What I want
That's
to know.
Billy Ocean, man. Come on.
Oh, that's Ghostbuster guy.
No. No. Not Billy. That's Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen.
Oh, okay.
Just he had one or two hits.
All right.
Not
That's
too
cool.
bad. Welcome to the November 13th edition of Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. And as always, you flipped it over to Channel 2 for some reason, and we appreciate it. We're humbled by it. We appreciate you watching the show,
Heck yeah.
as always. And, well, Wally, we know who's going to play in the SEC Championship.
Yes, we do.
It'll be in Atlanta. It'll be LSU will take on the Georgia Bulldogs, man. And did you see this type of year happening for Brian Kelly at LSU in his first year?
Nope, did not. I mean, he come to LSU, started speaking Cajun.
Cajun at the basketball
At the
game.
basketball game,
Yep.
and he's a Northerner.
Yep.
But, man, I tell you what, Brian Kelly, man, he's won everywhere now. I mean, he's
He
won
has.
everywhere.
He
I figured
has.
he'd do good at LSU, but that team, they put on the field last year.
Now, it was a joke.
I figured it'd take at least 2 years to get up, but
Yeah.
just what if they had one or two plays back from open season of Florida State? You know, they'd be 9-1 right now. If you think about it.
One or two plays in that Florida State
Yep.
game.
Yep.
They'd be 9-1. And I just didn't see that coming.
I didn't.
I
either.
knew Brian Kelly could get LSU back to winning,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, a year or two. I didn't think it would be year one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, man. He's won the guy can coach. He can coach. He's won everywhere he's been, and the scary thing is, LSU's young.
Yeah, I know.
They're young, man, and barring folks transferring and going pro and or jumping ship, they're going to be really good again next year. And we got to talk about Cadillac over at Auburn too.
Who?
Cadillac.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. This is who we got here.
This is the sports boosters for Auburn University. Colin, we're looking to hire Wally Lowry as our next head coach.
So this is Mr. Yellowwood.
Yeah, this is Mr. Yellowwood, but don't say yellow on the tag. Believe me, you don't want it.
There you go.
All right, Coach Bulldog Johnny, how are you this week, my friend?
Well, I tell you what, that's a Friday night, boy. If you'd have told me our game would have started like that, it ended the way it did, I'd have told you who you had been telling a story from the start. Boy.
Man, it was the game
We
with two.
came out as flat as an old drink. You know how a drink gets when it gets
Oh
flat.
yeah, yep.
We come out as flat. I don't even know what our problem was Friday night. I mean, we just come out flat. Was down. Boy, you know it. We was down 25-0, but
Was that the halftime
got him on
score?
the sideline. Coach Hurt got him on the sideline. He said, "Boys," he said, "I've been down this far before." He said, "And I'm gonna tell y'all what. Let's just take it one possession at a time, one play at a."
Was 25-0 the halftime score? I believe we lost.
I
Bulldog
think
Johnny.
Bulldog just lost us.
Well, that's all right. Call us back if you can, Bulldogs. See if we can get you back on. But yeah, man. What about Cadillac over at Auburn, man? Cadillac, Carnell Williams.
Carnell Williams.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about
Carnell? I was really surprised at that, but I think now they got to give him a shot for head coach. I think he's
winning
proved-
one game.
One game. I believe.
On a team that's lost 6 in a row, he beat them. So now he's the head coach.
Head coach.
That's what you're thinking.
Well, I think he'd be a good one. Well, here comes Bulldog again. I think
Okay. I
he's.
don't know, man. You know, Cadillac is Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. You're on the line.
You'll have you'll have to forgive me. My phone went out of service just for a moment. But as I was saying, Coach told him, he said, we as far as we've been down, he said, let's just take it one possession at a time, one play at a time, and then we go down and get one score and get it 25-7, and then lo and behold, we get a pick six from Marcellus Hobney that really, I think, shifted the momentum in our favor, and then the defense just woke up and started playing, and the
Well, was 25
came
was
out and played better, and we ended up winning it in a barn burner game.
was 25-0 the halftime score, or did y'all score right before the half?
No, it was 25-14 at the half.
Okay.
25-0 at the first quarter.
I got you. Okay.
Hey, Bulldog, how did that Avery kid that's going to Kentucky play for Alabama Christian?
He caught several passes, but there was one pass though that he was going up against Ian to catch one, and he tripped over his own foot, and Ian intercepted it, and they called a pass interference on Ian. Where pass interference was, because the guy tripped over his foot, I don't know, but there was a rumor going around after that ball game that Ian got a call from the Kentucky recruit, want him to come for a recruiting thing. But if I find out that's true, I'll let y'all.
We need to know that now. That's good inside information. That's what you need to do for us right there.
Yes, sir.
Because he was the Kentucky guys were there watching him, right?
They were there watching Avery Stewart, yeah, because he's supposedly assigned to go play ball at Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, he's already signed with them.
All right.
He caught a few passes, but like I said, our defense really stepped up after Marcellus Hobney had that pick six for a touchdown, and our defense really stepped up and stymied them and blocked not one but two, blocked one extra point and blocked one field goal in the game. And that field goal they blocked late in the ball game was when they kicked it. It hit off the top of the Alabama Christian man's helmet.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So what we looking
Now
like?
we get the host of.
Give me the scouting report for Friday. This coming up Friday night.
Oh boy, we got a good one coming in here Friday night. We got Mobile Christian coming in, Coach Cottrell, as y'all all know.
Yep.
He's the coach at Mobile Christian. They got a four-star defensive end, and Sterling Dixon, who's always in the backfield, and we got to find a way to keep him out of the backfield Friday night if we're gonna have a chance at winning this ball game. But like I said, don't count us out of this ball game.
No.
Just yet.
No, nobody's counting y'all out yet. I mean, I'm counting y'all in. By the way, how about
And
you?
they're 4 seed too, aren't they, Johnny?
Weren't they a 4 seed? Weren't they a 4 seed like y'all?
Yeah, they had to forfeit 4 games, because of an eligible player. But they're overall on the field, they hadn't lost. Actually, on the field, they would be the same exact record as we are if they actually hadn't had to forfeit.
Yeah.
I got you.
If y'all would, when y'all get through with your show, post on y'all's page about the thing for Friday, and I'll put it on my page to see if I can get anybody. What's the money amount they're needing to do the sponsor thing?
Well, if you, it's the Alabama High School Athletic Association that charges the fees. It's $500 for a tape delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I thought that was right, but I was making sure.
Are there any Pike County? Are there any Pike County High boosters you reckon that would pay that to see the Pike County players on television 3 or 4 times in replay?
I'm pretty sure they would. I'm friends with a couple of them on Facebook. I'll have to hit them up and see.
All right.
I may even go down to y'all's favorite eating place and see if Miss Patsy will sponsor them.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
we promise you this: if y'all get the sponsorship, Neil, myself, and James will do y'all a good job.
We'll do y'all a good production.
We sure hope that we can find a sponsor, because I'm telling you that's gonna be a humdinger of a ball game, especially because knowing our offensive coordinator's played. He coached against them 3 times and he's beat them 2 out of the 3 times he's
Nice.
coached against them.
Nice.
So we got somewhat of the luck on our side, but if our defense steps up, we should be in good shape. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story a quick story right quick about what the ACA coach said about Ian Foster the other night. He said we tried everything we could to shut him down. Double teamed him. That didn't work. He still was catching balls.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, maybe he can do it again this coming up Friday night.
Maybe he can. And I tell you what, this is I said it several weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again. I think this is the team this year that can get us to a state championship, because if you really think about it, the team that was probably favored to win the state championship, Mars Hill, was eliminated Friday night. They got beat by Geraldine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, Bulldog, thank you for calling, buddy, and y'all best of luck. Y'all don't get anybody hurt in practice this week, and y'all have a great game Friday night.
Yes, sir.
We sure will, and we'll sure try to make it worth y'all's while if y'all get to do our game Friday night.
All we ask for is some hot hamburgers and some sodas at halftime.
That's all we have.
Oh, trust me, they'll have some. Heck, they was all feeding us. Y'all should have came and ate today before y'all went down up there to the thing. They had us barbecue from Hooks today. Wally would have had a field.
Yes, sir.
We'll
talk to you.
A little bell ring on that one.
We'll talk to you later, all right, Bulldog?
All right.
See you, bud.
All
right.
Bulldog Johnny,
Bulldog.
always a good conversation, good insight. But going back to Cadillac, man.
Cadillac, yeah.
Cadillac, he's a feel-good story to me. He's a feel-good story, and I still think they're going to hire a big name.
But let me time out on this.
Right.
What if he beats Alabama? And that's a good possibility. What happens then?
That's a mess then.
What happens?
That's a mess because here's why. If he beats Alabama, that means he beat Texas A&M, Western Kentucky, and Alabama 3 in a row. If that happens, then the pressure is on the athletic director to give him a shot.
Yeah.
And I don't see Auburn beating Alabama. Alabama's just too good, man. They're loaded. They've lost 2 games this year on the last play of the game,
Yeah.
but they're still loaded.
Well, listen
Hello.
to this, dude. Last week we sat right here and said that everyone needed to start paying attention to TCU. Y'all paying attention yet, baby? They beat Texas last night, so that will solidify their number 4 ranking.
Yeah, they were ranked number 4, and they're supposed to be.
I looked at a little of that game. They're pretty strong, but
Tell you what, man, you're exactly right. And they've played teams that scored 50 points, and they scored 50 and beat them, and then they scored teams that scored 17 points in defensive battle and beat them. They're tested every which way.
man.
But anyway, yeah. Hey, more to come on college football, though, later in the show. As Bulldog's talking about, heck, man, how about them local high school teams that moved on in the Alabama High School Athletic Association football playoffs? Charles Henderson moves on. Pike County moves on. Brantley moves on. We got the helmets up here.
Yeah,
by
we
the
did
way.
the helmets for y'all. this
Brantley
week.
moves on. Highland Home moves on. Pike County moves on. We got the 4 local teams' helmets up here. Hope you're enjoying those. And these 4 teams that are on the Brantley, Charles Henderson, Highland Home, Pike County all move on to round 3.
Man, we got such a strong area.
We do, man.
But
We do.
yes, sir, we're going to dive in all those games later on tonight.
Yep.
Real quick, though, Charles Henderson dominated. Pike County came from 25 points behind.
Yep.
Brantley dominated. Highland Home was a 1-score game in the final minutes until 2 late scores in the final minute of that game.
Yeah, so it was a real good game
Wait
up
to
till
go.
the
And I got
last
some
minute.
cool stuff Chip Wallace
Yeah.
had sent me, and I'll read that when we get to the
Yeah,
player.
and I'm just giddy, man. I love high school playoffs, and this time of the year, it's a special time for the kids, the fans, the parents. I love going to them small stadiums and seeing the jam-packed, excuse me, the playoff atmosphere in these small stadiums, just like Charles Henderson and Tallahassee Friday night.
Man, that was so cool going there. It's our
And,
buddy Stokes.
Yeah, and it's this my time of the year. I love high school
I love
playoffs, man.
And, dude, speaking of stadiums, Charles Henderson's next playoff games at the Veteran Memorial Stadium right here in town. It had to be moved up to Thursday night.
Yep.
So we're going to play on Thursday, not Friday. We're going to play undefeated number 1 ranked UMS Wright. So please, and not just only Charles Henderson, all these other schools that's up here.
Yep.
If you're a fan, spend the money and go see them. These kids work so hard.
They do.
Have a butt in the seat. I
They
mean,
do.
really.
They
I mean,
do, man.
They deserve that. They really do. Your community deserves that.
That's right. And speaking of the Thursday night game against number 1 ranked undefeated UMS Wright, ain't nothing easy about that game for Charles Henderson. I mean, I'm going to say this. And take it, I sit up here and say what comes. A lot of times O'Neill ain't got a good filter. but I speak what I feel. I'm gonna say this: with the way Charles Henderson is playing right now, and I'm not dissing the other 6 teams that are left in 5A. By no means am I dissing the other 6 teams that are left in 5A, Wally. But I really feel as if this Thursday night at Veterans Memorial Stadium is setting up to be the 5A state championship game.
Yeah,
I
really,
just feel it.
I really believe
Whoever
that.
wins Thursday night. Now, them other 6 teams that are playing in 5A playoffs, I know. But Charles Henderson is so hot right now.
Yeah,
and UMS right. I mean, I feel it. I feel it.
Speaking of hot, can I go ahead and give
Yeah.
you a line here?
Yeah.
Folks, I'm just going to talk just real briefly on some of the players at Charles Henderson. Parker Adams, who is the quarterback, he is now 2nd all-time passing leader in Charles Henderson's
History.
3,975 yards. Jawan Boyd, the receiver, is now the 2nd all-time receiving leader in Charles Henderson history since 1920.
Yep.
1,736 yards.
Yep.
Zach Coleman is number 26 on the list. Now, it's going to be
Running
hard for
the ball.
him to beat Cinque Pennington at 4,000 yards.
He's just a sophomore.
Sophomore. I think he is going to beat his record by a senior. And then Damian Hart, number 2 all-time tackle leader. He's behind Zach Etheridge. Isn't he a Auburn coach?
Yes.
Yes.
Ex-NFL player.
And let me tell you, just saying that and telling the viewing audience that, man, Charles Henderson has so many weapons.
They really do.
It's incredible what Hambright has done. 2 and
Coach of the
8
year.
last
Coach
year.
of the year, bro.
If Coach Hambright does not win Coach of the Year, I'm going to beat somebody up because that man turned a program when we had maybe 20 people in the stands to unbelievable.
And now I'm sitting up here predicting Thursday night's the state championship game.
Exactly. It's going to be. Hey, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna throw this, and we'll shut up and go on, and then we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
UMS Wright is not too good at Charleston at the vet. Mike Dean spanked their butt in the semifinals back in.
I remember.
Yeah, and they were undefeated, folks. They came to Charleston undefeated, thinking flexing their arm, and Mike Dean put it to them.
That's right.
So they don't have a good record.
Yep.
And speaking of record,
we are up against our first break.
We're having too much fun, man.
Yeah, we've went over our first segment a little bit. We get to run in our mouth. We hope you enjoy it. That's what we're up here for.
That's what we get paid for.
Run our mouth. We'll take our first break. We'll be right back.
Mr. Neal, is this the crazy guy that does the sports show with you?
Yes, it is. Wally, what are you doing up here at Globe? How long has he been up here?
He's been up here for like an hour, and he hasn't moved, and he's scaring all the customers.
Wally, I know you said you were going to Globe to get Holly a birthday present, but you're taking this a little bit to extremes, don't you think? Acting like a mannequin? We're going to have to call the law. Come to Globe for all your needs. Up on the square. Globe Boutique. 3, 2. Man, what kind of call is that? Are you kidding me? The ball bounced in front of the plate.
Hey, he's out of there, baby.
What in the world? You can't see nothing. I'm over here. Over here. What? The ball bounced in front of the plate. Man, he needs to go to Troy Eye Care, 566-7172, and get those eyes checked immediately.
Oh, man.
Wally, what are you doing at the UPS store?
My printer is jammed, man. I got to do 2,000 copies for the Penske file.
Well, why even worry with that little bitty printer and print one at a time, man? You're going to run out of ink. Look, UPS store does mass printing. They can print 2,000 or 3,000 copies. Cheap, fast, and efficient. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, why even mess with it? Come to the UPS store on Brothers Street. UPS store, all your printing needs. Man, did you see the size of that crowd, man?
Man, the Pompadour's that big down here, dude.
I don't know what it is, man. It must be these shirts.
Oh,
They like these shirts, man. Deep South Apparel, Pete Van Horn in Montgomery.
And heck yeah, man, they even go good, even salt water they can.
Saltwater fishing. Deep South Apparel in Montgomery. Call Pete Van Horn. Man, I'm out here at Firehouse Subs in Troy, and I ordered me a sandwich on my app. Best sandwiches in town. Firehouse Subs, Troy, Alabama. What are you doing? What are you doing up here at Firehouse?
Bill, they said for a fireman get free subs, man.
They don't get free subs. Firemen get discounts.
Oh, discounts.
But they know you're not a fireman.
Yeah.
Come on, I ordered on my app. It was super easy. I'll pay for yours. Come on in. What are you doing with the hose? What are you doing with the hose? So nice. Welcome to Firehouse in Troy. Come see them. Best subs in town.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Hey, Wally. Why in the world you got all these fans in the window, man?
Man, I was cooking a mess of chitlins and about burned my house down, man. My whole house smells like chitlins.
What is it, smoky in there?
Yes.
And
These fans are going to help, I think.
The fans are not going to get the smoke damage out of your kitchen. You're going to have to call Alabama Restoration, 371-5591. Alabama Restoration. No mess is too big, especially not a little smoke damage in Wally's kitchen cooking his chitlins. Call them at Alabama Restoration. Oh, I stumped you here.
Oh, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
Wally Lowry. Your mama knows who it is. Miss Jerry knows.
My mama does not know who that is. Stevie Nicks.
Juice Newton.
Juice Newton. Folks, I will be doing the music next. The next segment.
What's
Y'all
wrong with Juice Newton?
Just stay cool, folks.
Not everybody wants to hear hard rock. That's Juice Newton, man. Come on.
unbelievable.
Just call me Angel. No, that's a massive hit.
Hey, did you see that? Can't wait. Troy
I
to play
saw
Space
Force.
Force. Yeah.
I saw that. Crazy Nate. I like it though.
Ah, yeah. What about Facebook funnies? man?
Yeah,
We
let's
gotta
do them.
that.
Let's
Yeah,
do
we
them.
gotta do that.
Facebook fun. Math test. Number 1. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? Diabetes.
Bob has diabetes.
Bob's got diabetes. That's what he's got.
That's good. That's good.
Go ahead. Please check your kids' candy this Halloween. Just found Broncos tickets in my kids' bag. Some sick people out there. No, everybody's like, look,
Broncos
Russell
that
Wilson's
bad?
going to be okay, man. He's just having a rough time right there. My Uber driver has a serious attitude. Well, you're going to jail. That's why. That's the truth. I wonder if people paying $300 for a colon cleanse even know about Taco Bell's $4.99 deal. Oh my goodness, man!
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna tell you what. If we didn't run them Facebook funnies, they'd
Oh yeah, man! One time we forgot. One time you were gone or something. And I had.
Oh yeah.
Some Chuck was here or something, Coach Dunn, and we forgot to run them, and buddy, that
Didn't run
phone
'em.
blew up.
Or if we don't play a song when we come back off
Oh, yeah.
commercial,
Unbelievable. Is that our signature thing?
we
Facebook funny?
we got sports information.
Hey.
We doing a sports
30
information.
years from now, they're gonna say, "What do you remember?"
Did you
Dylan
remember?
Wallach?"
Do you remember the Facebook funnies?
Oh yeah, the Facebook funny.
The two guys that used to do the Facebook
Yeah,
thing.
nothing about Parker Adams having
I know, man.
number 2 all-time passing. But
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Listen, last week we recognized all the cheer squads.
Yeah, we
Remember
did.
that?
Yeah.
They competed in regionals. Well, yesterday the Pike Liberal Arts cheer squad got theirs. They competed in their regional yesterday, easily qualified for nationals. Congrats to Pike Lib Cheer, and best luck to the next competition. They good, bud.
Also learned that the Enterprise competitions, the Enterprise competition squad also qualified.
Cool.
Not the football cheerleaders, but the Enterprise competition squad qualified. So also congrats to them. Several local football players were on the sidelines yesterday visiting colleges, Wally. Charles Henderson's Connor Jones was up in Muscle Shoals at the University of North Alabama. Connor was cold. Look at there. Got his Charles Henderson hoodie on. Up at North Alabama, the North Alabama Lions. That might be somewhere where he might land. That scares me. I hope he transfers to Troy if he goes up there. And also, 3 Laverne Tigers were visiting Huntington yesterday. Ashley Tate, Buck Jones, and Bradley Thompson were visiting Huntington yesterday. Mike Turk getting them in there.
Yeah, old Coach Turk. Hey, and Wally here, I got a special invite to Army punting. That guy couldn't punt worth
He had a
nothing.
17-yarder. He had a 17. Now, I will say that the game winner that he missed, the wind just blew it. Wind blew that one down.
Oh, my
Poor
goodness.
guy,
That
poor
poor
guy.
guy, man. But anyway, all right. Pike Liberal Arts, Corey Jones got a special invite to the Gatlinburg Rising Stars game. This game is held on weekend of December 15th through the 17th in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Well, that's good.
Wait a minute. I'm seeing a sports chat weekend in Gatlinburg, paid by Troy Cable, C-Spire, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody needs to go up there with Corey, don't
sure.
they?
Yeah, we'll talk to camps and see if
we need to get that worked out now. We'll take all the cameras and go live. We'll do the live Facebook. We'll do the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, we'll
get C-Spire and Troy Cable to get us a weekend in Gatlinburg.
I hope y'all like Motel 6, baby.
Come on, man. No,
we'll leave the light on for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We'll work on that. Hey, no, we're not making fun of that. That's a big, the Rising Stars game in Gatlinburg. Corey, that's big time, buddy. And congratulations on that. And not football related, Wally, but had 3 softball signings this past week. Geneva Highs, McKaylee Boswell signed with Troy. She's going to be a Trojan. She's going to play softball here at Troy.
That's huge. Yeah.
Brantley High's Kaylee Navarra, and she's formerly from Charles Henderson. She transferred to Brantley maybe her freshman year in high school, so a local girl. Kaylee Navarra signed to play softball at Gulf Coast in Panama City Beach. And last but not least, Crenshaw Christian's Abby Henderson signed to play softball with Coastal Carolina in Myrtle Beach. And again, selfishly, very selfishly, I hope she gets homesick and transfers to Troy.
Sure.
I mean, we need her.
Yeah, Dr.
We need
Billings
her. Yeah.
said that girl, especially she can play.
That's right.
And Charles Henderson's star wide receiver and defensive back, Jawan Boyd, got an offer this week from Florida A&M. And let me tell you, after this game Friday night, every college in the nation should be looking at him, man. What
I saw what
a game he had, man.
I mean,
wow.
Wally, he owned that game Friday night. And Connor Jones had a big game, too. I saw he had another offer this week, too.
Yeah,
so the offers are coming in for the Charles Henderson Trojans, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But you're right about Jawan Boyd. He Friday night.
Catching a back, one-handed.
Oh, my God, man.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I'm going to tell you what. And then down in Ayrton, they had a double signing down in Ayrton, Wally. And the reason they had a double signing was one of the girls, K.D. Phillips, signed not just to play one sport, she gonna play 2. Katie Phillips signed to play softball and volleyball for Enterprise State, and Maddie Grace Heath, her partner in crime there, is also going to join her at Enterprise State to play softball. And that's coming out of Ayrton, the Purple Cats down there. That's pretty strong down there. I like that. They had a heck of a volleyball team. James Sparrow told me.
Yes, sir. They did. They did.
And also, Pike County High School, the Bulldogs. Amity White signed to play softball with South Alabama, and I think you remember from a couple of shows ago where she just committed to South Alabama about 3 shows ago. So she hasn't been committed to South Alabama but about 3 or 4 weeks, but now she has officially signed to play with the South Alabama Jaguars, and she's from right here in Brundage, Alabama, plays for the Pike County Bulldogs. I'm going to tell you what, Pike County's in for a pretty good softball season.
Man, they have a great softball season this
and
year.
again, selfishly, on my part, Amity, you get on down there to Mobile and get homesick and just transfer on up to Troy.
Troy, there you go.
That's right.
All right, listen, we're going to go ahead and take our break now because when we get back, I got a bunch of good stats to talk about and see who's going to be the player of the week this week. Who's it going to be?
Just don't know.
And we're going to find out who stole Wally's Pizza, too.
Did
so we'll be
somebody go undefeated?
no,
6-1.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All right.
Hey, Wally, what you got us out here in this field for? Neil, I finally bought a brand new boat. A boat, man. Show it to me. Look at that. What? Got it on Facebook. Facebook? Yes, sir. The USS Alabama? Yes, I got to get some insurance. Well, you're going to need to call the Grease Agency. They sell insurance on everything. How you going to get it back to Troy? You got a trailer, don't you? I don't got a trailer. I hope you didn't buy any beachfront property in Arizona on Facebook. Call Crease Agency for all your insurance needs. Look at this, what we got, Sully. What are you doing, Wally? Man, Game Warden gave me a ticket, Bill. Game Warden gave you a ticket? Are you hunting on the right property? Well, I thought this was my property right here, man. Do you know where the lines are? Not really. Man, you need to contact the PLS group. They do all the land surveying you need. If you're building a house, building property, marking property, you're hunting land so you know where to go. PLS Group, 403-4234. Give them a call. Do I get a get out of jail free card? No, you don't get a get out of jail free card.
Man, what in the world? You just dang T-boned me right here. What in the heck? Playing with fidget spinner?
Well, did
I'm
you have a
sorry,
wreck?
Mr. Wally.
Man, this girl right here is playing with this fidget spinner, texting on the phone and T-boned me right here in the parking lot. I was about to go pay my speeding ticket.
Right here at the police station?
Yeah.
Well, luckily at the police station, we can just call All-Star Collision 808-8822. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Can I have the fidget spinner back?
Yeah, you can
Please,
have it.
Mr. Wally.
All
Thank
she's
you.
worried about is a fidget spinner. Call All-Star Collision for all your accidents. 808-8822.
You gained donuts?
Oh man, what a nice day with the windows down. Yeah, cruising right along, man. Just running around Troy.
Hey man, what's that smell?
What do you mean? That's Hook's Barbecue, man.
Oh, that's
Hook.
Hooks? Oh, I'm going to Hooks, brother.
Oh my God, hold on! Good Lord, Wally, what in the world?
Hooks, baby.
Good Lord, help us all. He about killed us. Good gracious.
Neil, call Jason Jones.
What is it?
Out of oxygen, man.
Oxygen? You got your snorkeling device right there. What do you mean you're out of oxygen?
Oh, all this is to show people where you are, man.
What's that? Why you can breathe through that?
I need to call Jason.
Unbelievable. Jason, can you bring some oxygen from Jones Medical Supply down to St. Andrews State Park at the Jetties? Wally needs some oxygen. Call Jason Jones for all your oxygen needs.
Moving on up to the big time.
What's going on, Monopoly man?
Oh man, Neil, I have
You got money going everywhere.
I have bought up every bit of Troy, Alabama, but I'm missing a few spots right down here. Who can I call?
Man, you need to call Toby and Dina Adams at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. They'll let you finish buying all of Troy and Pike County. They're the best agents in town. They will work the hardest to get you the best deal. Give them a call, 566-4765. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Hey, they're dealing at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. Hey, what's going on today?
Mr. Jones, do you know this guy? He comes here every day for breakfast and lunch.
This guy over here?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I do know him.
Man, look at the size of this chicken right here, man.
Oh my God, Wally, how many days in a row have you eaten here?
Every day, brother.
Come out to the Pig Cafe Monday through Friday, breakfast and lunch. The biggest cat head biscuits for breakfast and the crispiest fried chicken for lunch. Come out to the Pig Cafe.
I'll let y'all guess whose music that is. It's Van Halen. Is that Hagar?
Yeah, I'm showing James a little love.
You know you like Hagar deep down, man.
Heck no, I
you
don't.
know. Deep down, there's a little Sammy Hagar, a little Van Hagar. Every time you just accidentally click on Hagar.
Every now and then.
Yeah,
Before, didn't you have to say something about?
I did. The Troy University ladies basketball team. Mm-hmm. Of course, the season's just getting underway.
They're playing UCLA right now.
They are on their way to Hawaii. They're on their way to Hawaii to play in a tournament, which is super cool, right? Well, they had a layover in Los Angeles, so they scheduled UCLA for this afternoon. Yeah. And it's over, but they lost 95-83. And I just want to say that ain't bad. You're playing a big-time women's program in UCLA, and I mean big-time women's program in UCLA. 95-83. That's not that bad, but thought that was a neat story that the Troy University ladies are headed to Hawaii, and they stopped in LA and played a game with UCLA. So I just wanted to pass that message along. But good showing. You know, if there's a good loss, maybe that's a good loss. Yeah.
Well, hey, a little spot on Chip Wallace, who's the big star of the Ralph Black Coaches Connection.
Yeah.
Rich, you and I are going to be guest stars this Wednesday night, man, on WTBF. So we're pumped. And I did get a text from that dum-dum supervisor.
Oh, no.
Said that he might make an appearance.
Bulldog Johnny, I may need you at WTBF Wednesday night. Just stay on call. Stay on call, Bulldog.
Last time you did it, he went in there and started saying teams were going to beat somebody 80-0.
I know.
It was
It
crazy.
was
Anyway,
bad. It was bad.
But anyway, check this stuff out that Chip sent me.
Yeah.
This is Alabama High School Athletic Association. Only 3 of 52 number 4 seeds are still playing in the quarterfinals.
3 of 52.
Wow. That is 6%. They are 6A St. Paul, 3A Mobile Christian, 3A Pike County. Only 3 seeds advance, which is 8%, 20 of 52. And then number 2 seeds advance for 38%, and 25 of the 52 are 1 seed.
All
So
right.
you can see it's an advantage to be a 1 or 2
It is.
seed.
It is.
It's
It
true.
is. That's good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Chip.
Chip.
It's always good with all that good stuff. Okay,
I saw Cott at the Troy game yesterday, but didn't see Chip.
didn't see Chip. He's probably an Auburn game.
Yeah,
Chip,
yeah.
No, Chip's an Alabama guy.
Okay.
Chip's big Alabama. He was probably at Ole Miss. All right. Okay, Highland Home Ayrton. Wow, what a game. Behind 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns by sophomore Tyler Chaney, the Flying Squadron scored 3 TDs
Wow.
in the game's last 2 minutes and 29 seconds to rally for a 44-28 victory over the Purple Cats. Wow, that was crazy. The Flying Squadron earned 1 first down before Ian Sinn's interception. Ayrton appeared to be in a prime position to pull it out, and we were listening to it on the,
Yeah,
remember, we were
yeah.
on the way back from Tallahassee.
Yeah.
However, Chaney and Highland Home posted their 3 scores in the final 2 minutes and 29 seconds.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Smith finished with 138 yards rushing, 3 scores for Ayrton. Garrett Stu for 187 yards, 13 of 23, and 2 touchdowns. But he also had 3 interceptions. McKenzie, he threw for 221 yards for Highland Home. Number 5 ranked Flying Squadron, they advanced 3rd round matchup like he did last year. They got to go against Clark County, which is they pretty tough.
That's right.
But I still like Highland Home's chances, man.
Me too.
I'm going with them.
Me too.
Okay, Central Phoenix CD 45 Enterprise, our brothers down the road, 14. The Wildcats fell behind 24-8 by halftime and being eliminated in the 7A playoffs. The Wildcat, hey,
Not a bad season. 8-4.
And, you know, they
Yeah.
had a tough region. Oh my
Well, that
goodness.
7A's a gauntlet, isn't it?
Man, unbelievable. But Enterprise was down 14-0, and however, Enterprise scored with 29 seconds to play in the opening quarter when Eric Winter scored on a 2-yard run to complete a 14-play, 76-yard drive.
That was a good drive.
Yeah, Wildcats didn't get back on the scoreboard until 8 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. Trey Kimmerlin scored on a 10-yard run to complete a 7-play, 43-yard drive, and they tried for 2 points, but it was stopped. All right. Game you and I did. Charles Henderson at Tallahassee. Jawan Boyd, folks. He caught touchdown passes for 28 and 13 yards on offense and had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 interceptions on defense to lead the Trojans. Zach Coleman, he had 26 yards, and Antonio Frazier both had rushing touchdowns, and Nick Pearson kicked field goals of 48 and 36. And our sideline guy, James Sparrow, said that 48-yard could have easily been 55. He nailed that thing.
Yeah.
And that was the first field goal of the game, and you could just see Tallahassee like, oh, no.
We in trouble.
We in trouble. Man, when you have a weapon like Nick, good gracious, it's
Oh,
scary,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because we kicked off to them first, and he put it in the dang end
Through the end zone.
in the end zone. Okay. Barker Adams threw for 254 yards, all 14 of 25 passing with 2 touchdowns to Boyd, who had 9 catches for 195 yards. Coleman added 104 yards rushing on 14 carries. Neil, let me tell you something. Jawan Boyd was just unstoppable. Like I said, one-handed catch.
9 catches.
It's incredible. Hey, baby, you the Marco Pizza Player of the Week. Jawan Boyd, hey, you keep doing it, buddy.
You get you a large one-topping pizza from Marco's. Just give them a call. Tell them you're the Sports Chat Player of the Week, and they'll have it ready when you get there.
Yes, sir, buddy. Thank you. Y'all keep playing. Y'all keep grinding. All right, Class 3A, Pike County 41, Alabama Christian 39. The Bulldogs are down 39-27 with just under 7 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
With 5:13 left, Pike County scored to pull it in 39-34 off of Amari Barrow to Ian Foster. 40-yard touchdown pass. The two who combined on 3 touchdown passes the game hooked up again on a 31-yard score, 1 minute 30 left, and the Bulldogs pull out front. The score was set up by Pike County. They covered onside kick.
How about that?
Alabama Christian, though, threatened in the final minutes, moving to the Bulldog 12-yard line after a 14-yard loss. Punched the Eagles back. They attempted a game-winning 40-yard field goal attempt, and Pike County blocked it to preserve the win. Let me tell you something. That field goal kicker is an excellent field goal kicker.
They
I was
needed to
talking
block
to Vonda Sanders, who works with me, her son, who is going to Kentucky, Avery, and she said their field goal kicker was phenomenal.
So they needed to block it.
Yeah, so they blocked
Yeah.
it. Poor thing. Okay, Foster, he had 5 passes for 155 yards with 3 touchdowns. Nemo Williams, he rushed for 6 yards, a touchdown, and Zay Carlisle on a 1-yard run. The Bulldogs, I already said that, I'm sorry. Pike County improved to 8-3 and will host Mobile Christian next week in the 3rd round. Okay, BB Comer, which I did not know they were that good because Wicksburg was pretty sound.
Wicksburg had a good year.
Yeah, 22-14, Wicksburg fell. The Panthers had a late drive in with an interception with just over a minute to play in the game as BB Comer held off for the victory, and they beat Wicksburg.
Tell me about the Sweetwater Elba game.
Oh, my goodness. 27, Sweetwater Elba 20. The Tigers fell 27-0 at halftime. Rallied in the second half, running behind Alvin Henderson, who we've called all year long, but came up short in the second round. It marks the first loss Elba's had this year. They're now 11-1.
They finished the season 11-1.
Yeah, Henderson rushed for 201 yards and 18 carries and scored on runs of 51 and 82 yards. And that's still
great season.
The groceries.
Great season for Henderson. Great season for Elba.
But let me tell you, it's wonder if Elba, they just did not play a lot of hard teams, and Sweetwater did. I remember we were doing the brackets a couple weeks ago, and I showed the viewing audience where Sweetwater, man, they had all those tough teams in that area, and Elba didn't. So maybe that was
may have paid dividends playing that tough a schedule.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Brantley. Class 1A, Brantley beat Linden 41-20.
Doubled them up.
Linden was a good team too, buddy. Jaden Parks, 150 yards passing with 2 touchdowns, and Keldrick Brown had 135 yards rushing. Caleb Webb had 12 tackles, Cooper Layton 11, and Brown 10. Brantley improved to 10-2 and advanced to the 3rd round of the of the playoffs. I did not get stats this week for the Crenshaw Christian. They lost that game in the last quarter to Jackson Academy. And but anyway, that was our recap.
Good recap, and we'll keep going with the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it.
Let's take a break before we run the scores. We'll be right back after this break.
Why in the world? Why are you measuring this gigantic air conditioner out here at this warehouse? Neil, I'm putting a brand new unit in my house, man. You cannot put an air conditioning unit this big at a residential house. You need to call Terry Moats with A1 Services. He'll get the square footage of your house, put you in an air conditioner, a heating unit, everything you need. Call Terry Moats at A1 Services. You don't need a unit that gargantuan. Call Terry Moats at A1 Services, 566-4220. What in the world, man? I come over to check on things. What are you doing trying to beat that bush up?
Neil, my trimmer battery went dead, so I had to get this bat and try to trim this up.
You're not going to be able to knock it out with a bat. You got to call professional bush trimmers like Blake Turner with Turner Mowing. 465-0600. Call Blake Turner. You're going to fall off that ladder, man. Just quit right now. Let's call Blake Turner. Hey, call Blake Turner, 465-0600 for all your yard needs. Man, what's that noise? What are you doing with that air conditioner heating unit?
Neil, my air conditioner went out last night, and I'll tell you what, I watch YouTube, and I know how to do all this stuff now.
Wally, this could be really dangerous, man. You need to call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling, 268-0917. Licensed, insured, and bonded. You need to call Matt Johnson.
Hey,
Wally.
Neil, what does this red thing do?
Don't pull on the red wire. That could be dangerous, man. What'd you do? Don't pull on that red wire. Good gravy. Now you've done it. Call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling. Wally, what are you doing with that hoe?
Neil, with inflation and the price of groceries, I decided to build my own garden, brother.
Wait a minute. Number one, this ain't even your property. This is Mr. James Sparrow's property. You live across the street. And second, the HOA rules you can't have a garden. Prices are not that bad at the Piggly Wiggly. Come on, let me show you. Come on with me. Now look, greens, peaches, collards, look over here. Apples, fruit, veggies, all here at Piggly Wiggly in Troy. And also the best meat selection in Troy, right here at Piggly Wiggly's, 2 locations in Troy, Alabama. And also the most important thing, you're shopping local. Come see them at the Piggly Wiggly's in Troy, Alabama.
You know this guy?
Yeah, I know. Wally, what are you doing, man? What in the world?
Nice Bronco.
Why are you hugging the Bronco at Bill Jackson Ford?
Because I want a Bronco, brother.
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez. Well, you can't just be out here hugging vehicles. You got to talk to the salespeople. What are you doing?
Kicking the tire. You know they say you got to kick the tire before you buy a new one.
You got to kick the tires.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. Also, Bill Jackson Chevrolet across the street. Hey, they got new vehicles on the lot. Come see them.
Man, I'm up here at Southern Grill and Patio. Look at all these big green eggs, all these accessories, man. It's all you want with the big green eggs. Wally.
Neil, look at the size of this big old green egg here, man. Look at this thing. Man,
That's a big old green egg. You can't get a green egg that big unless you're a platinum green egg dealer like they are at Southern Grill and Patio. Check out this new store up here on Grundy Street, right next to Troy Cable, along with Town and Country. Come visit the new store, the new layout. Look at all these big green egg accessories over here. Come see them at the new location on Grundy Street. Get you a big green egg, because I'm going to get me one.
REO Speedway.
With me? REO Speedway.
Is that REO Speedway?
Yep.
That's REO. Oh, that's Back to the Future guy.
Huey Lewis in the news, man.
I'm sorry, you're just too darn loud. Remember him saying that? That was
Yeah.
him and the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time for the rundown of the scores for the weekend. Auburn 48, Dothan 20. Gulf Shores 26, Central Clay 21. A little shocker there. Clay Central probably supposed to win that one. Charles Henderson 34, Tallahassee 7. Andalusia 31, American Christian 7. BB Comer 22, Wicksburg 14. Highland Home 44, Ayrton 28, and a much closer game than the score dictated there. Sweetwater 27, Elba 20.
Central Phoenix City 45, Enterprise 14, Faith Academy 36, Demopolis 13, UMS Wright 41, Beauregard 30, Pike County 41, Alabama Christian 39, Reeltown 55, GW Long 0. I
did not see that coming.
I did.
I mean, I could see Reeltown winning the game.
Yeah, I didn't see.
But not in
GW
that
Long.
fashion.
Yeah, Brantley 41, Linden 20, Jackson County
Academy.
Academy 22, Crenshaw Christian I think 19.
6. Yeah.
And that's our recap.
But some of those were shockers.
Yep,
Yeah.
they were, man.
I thought Crenshaw Christian would give Jackson Academy a run.
Yep.
I really did. And coming up for round 3, Wally, we're going to run down round 3. Brantley at Leroy. BB Comer hosts Reeltown. Highland Home hosts Clark County. Andalusia at Anniston. That'll be right there, buddy. Gulf Shores hosts Faith Academy. Central Phoenix City hosts Auburn. That's a rematch. Auburn is the only team that's beat Central Phoenix City this year.
That's right. Sweetwater hosts Millery. St. James hosts Thomasville. Pike County hosts Mobile Christian. Catholic hosts Hanley. Charles Henderson hosts UMS Wright. And Hoover hosts Thompson.
Gotcha. Hey, who won the pizza last week?
Scott Ross, baby. Did you see a little
I
picture?
did, yeah.
his little son on there.
Yep.
But he picked, he only missed one. But, man, it took me a while to figure that all out, man, because there were so many people. There was a lot of folks that picked Elba. A lot of people, man.
That hurt, didn't it?
That one hurt. But let me tell you the Wally's Marco's Pizza game of the week this time.
Come on,
All right. Number 1. And we got to do this on Thursday because Charles Henderson plays on Thursday. UMS Wright at Charles Henderson. Clark County at Highland Home. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Brantley at Leroy. Hanley at Catholic. I'm going to go ahead and make it. Hanley's going to upset Catholic.
You think Hanley's going to beat Catholic?
I think they are. Auburn at Central Phoenix City.
Rematch.
Andalusia at Anniston. And I think
Andalusia got a long way to travel. Ooh. That's a long way to Anniston.
And then the tiebreaker, game of the week. Mobile Christian at Pike County.
Whether you got to give a total points.
That's 7 games, folks. 7 games.
Round 3 of the playoffs too.
Man, that's going to be huge, man.
Round 3.
Well, what about some college football, man?
There's a lot of college football going on. We'll start right here with the home squad. How about that?
Yeah, I had a good time.
I did too, man. Troy hosted Army yesterday, and man, it was a defensive battle. And what is that right there? Spurts, BET Spurts. They were on the NFL channel. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, but it was a defensive battle, man. Wally Troy just can't seem to score a bunch of points in the last 4 or 5 games. I don't know what happened to the offense, but hey, the defense seems to always be up to the task, so it's okay. The Trojans downed Army yesterday 10-9. Army tried a game-winning 44-yard field goal, but it sailed right into those breezy conditions. The wind was blowing pretty hard. Gunnar Watson went the distance for the Trojans at quarterback, and he was 16 for 32 for 222 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Not Gunner's best day.
No.
Not Gunner's best day as a Trojan, but Kamani Vidal rushed it 13 times for 72 yards, and Trojans just didn't have the ball very much, Wally, and Army dominated the time of possession. You know, the style of offense they run.
The first quarter they had it the first 7 minutes. I mean, on the clock.
Yeah. Army just dominated the time of possession, so Troy just couldn't get a rhythm going because they couldn't get a lot of plays under their belt. But the story of the game was, and the day was Carlton Marshall, Troy's middle linebacker, becoming the all-time leading tackler ever in the nation. 546 tackles, the most ever in college football history.
That is
in a career, and what an incredible stat right there. And he now has more than that. I mean, that tackle happened like in the third quarter.
Third quarter, yeah.
So
and it was so exciting game. Of course, you and I were there with Michelle, and the opening of the Blackhawks, Chinooks coming over, man.
That Chinook, you could feel it in your chest.
You could feel it. It was so cool and all. That's probably the best atmosphere I've been at the Bent, probably since Missouri game.
31,000 plus.
And it was loud.
Set a record.
Man, don't that mean a lot of those kids and Coach Summerall, man?
Absolutely.
That is cool. But anyway, we had a good time. And I'll say this, shut up. I text Neil about third quarter, said, is it just fun watching the whole auction? Just watching those run. I mean, they just pounded that ball. Good gracious.
But, yeah, when that Chinook come through, man, you could just feel it in your chest. I was like, man, what if that was rolling through the neighborhood at 10 o'clock at night or something?
Unbelievable.
But, yeah, the Carlton Marshall stole the day. But, hey, Troy will be back in action next Saturday, same place at the Vet. UL Monroe comes calling. Terry Bowden and the boys. And that'll be at 2:30 p.m., and that'll be Troy's last home game. It'll be your last chance to see Carlton Marshall play football in a Troy uniform, unless you travel on the road.
I wonder if you get Terry Bowden to come back to Auburn.
I don't think he's going to have the opportunity.
You don't think so?
No, he's not a candidate.
Oh, I figured he might be a candidate. Okay, Alabama, they had to go on the road to Oxford, brought home the big W. They beat Ole Miss 30-24. Bryce Young was 21 for 33 for 209 yards in the air and 3 passing touchdowns. McKellen led the Tide on the ground with 19 carries for 84 yards. Alabama gave up. Coach Dunn. 212 yards through the air and passing touchdowns along 191 yards on the ground and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Alabama's defense is not what it's been in the past.
They're 8-2 on the year.
And you're blaming Pete Golding?
You know,
now that Nick Saban's took up for him?
Well, yes and no. I still think that somebody got the 5 stars wrong. Those are not 5 stars playing. I'm just telling you.
Yes, they are, Wally.
I mean, you don't have a 5-star that commits penalty after penalty after penalty.
The kids on Ole Miss, they on scholarship too.
Yeah, but unbelievable. Anyway, hey, Alabama plays Austin Peay 11 a.m.
Woo! Austin Peay.
I bet Austin Peay's favored.
You reckon they're favored?
They might be favored.
Hey, we got to take one more break, and we'll come back and wrap up the show. We sure appreciate everybody watching tonight. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Breaker 19, I got cleared for a takeoff in Troy.
Whoa, Mr. Neal, Mr. Neal, what is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. Wally, you don't have a pilot's license. I've already told you. I'm sorry, ma'am. Look, you got a CDL license. You need to call Tyler Transport at 566-7474. They're hiring every day. Those beautiful 18-wheeler rigs got those glide packages. Call Tyler Transportation if you need a job driving.
Here I come,
Get out of here. Good gravy. Hey, what are you doing, man? What in the world? What's happening? Unbelievable. Back up. Put it in reverse.
I need a mechanic.
Unbelievable. What have you done in there that caused all that smoke?
I watched a YouTube video.
Unbelievable. You got to take the thing to Road Mart where they know how to fix vehicles, a mechanic. Take the vehicle to Road Mart on 231 North. Don't be like Terry, Wally. 566-3413, Road Mart, 231 North in Troy. It's so good to be back at Preston. I'm so hungry. I'm hungry too. You ready? What are you doing?
Kelly Tater.
What are you doing? Wally, that's somebody's food.
What kind of nut are you?
I'm so sorry. He gets in a trance when we come to Preston. I apologize. He is a nut job. Hey, snap out of it, man. Oh, that's not yours. No, we're Preston's on. Come out to Preston's and get your own Kaylee Tater. Man, hey, what are you not coming in to get some Crow's chicken and brundage? I need some nugget sauce, man. I'd like a nugget dinner with extra sauce and roll. Don't worry about him. He's on the same over the door.
Lord bless it. Nugget dinner.
We're going to eat it here. Crow's and brundage.
Frozen brundage. Well, hey there, Mr. Wally. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. How'd you get in here?
I better not tell you.
They don't even open till 4.
Well, I'm waiting to hear Mr. Lenny Trawick play, and I'm gonna give him one of these bad boy steaks that they won an award for.
Best steak in the state. Also, best catfish awards a couple years in a row. Hey, my personal favorite is the fried shrimp and the cheese grits. Also, not mentioning the cheese biscuits that come out before the meal. You're gonna love that.
I know.
And a little live music, like you said, Mr. Lenny Trawick, you can't beat it down at the old barn in Goshen, Alabama. Come see them.
Come see us.
That hurts. What's wrong now? Is that a rattlesnake?
Rattlesnake done bit me.
Unbelievable. Well, why are you at Southern Animal Hospital with Dr. Steve Bear?
Dr. Bear told me he had some antivenom for
Oh
me.
my goodness. Now he does have a vaccine for dogs to help protect from venomous snake bites. He also has antivenom to help protect animals from snake bites, but not for humans. Goodness gracious, we gotta go to the ER. And fade away. Come back another day.
Most underrated singer and songwriter of all time, Colin Hay.
Colin Hay, the most underrated. Well, who's he sing for?
Men at
Men at
Work,
Work, man.
But he was just a great.
He
musician.
was Men at Work was underrated.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were super talented. Well, Bryce Young, 21 for 33 for 299 yards, 209 and 3 touchdowns. Wally, is he back in the Heisman running, or is the 2 losses just too much?
I was talking to my dad this afternoon. We were talking about who's in the run for the Heisman. I just him being hurt those 2 games. I just don't see. I'd love for him to. I mean, he's got Heisman quality statistics, but he.
Yeah.
I think that kid from Georgia's probably gonna get it now.
I think so. Well, hey, Auburn hosted Texas A&M, and the interim coach, Carnell Cadillac Williams, second game as head coach. They held on late to win 13-10. Robbie Ashford, quarterback, was 6 for 13 for 60 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The guy's just not an SEC quarterback, but they got the win. On the ground, Tank Bigsby had 121 yards on 21 carries, while Jarquez Hunter had 121 yards, the exact same amount of yards, 121 each, on 13 carries. Auburn hosts Western Kentucky at 3 p.m. on the SEC Network next Saturday. Auburn, Alabama both play in cupcakes prior to their matchup 2 weeks from now. The Austin Peay's the Governors. The Governors.
Auburn better hide your sandwiches because that big old blob will come on in there and steal everything you got, buddy. I'm telling you. But yeah, anyway, that was a good game. It was fun to watch, and I cannot stand Jimbo Fisher, so
Good.
I was pulling for
I don't like
Auburn.
Jimbo either.
He
talks too fast.
Yeah.
Arrogant.
Just, I don't see him being there much longer, buddy. I think
He's got a worse record than the coach before him. Yeah. I think he's out too.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, hey, some other news in the SEC. How about Vandy? Anchors down, baby. Beat
Anchors
Kentucky
down.
24-21. It's been a long time since they won an SEC game. I think it's said
3 years.
3 years. Yeah. Unbelievable. Tennessee ball, roll, pass, of course. Missouri 66-24 and score a touchdown with time running out. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just a classless move by Josh Heupel and Volunteers. Uncalled for.
It was Wally. It was terrible. Terrible. When you win in 59, the score is 59-24. You don't run it in on the goal line. You take a knee and run the clock out.
Yeah.
Wally, they scored again. It was bad. It was bad. I'm sorry. I know, Coach Steve Spurrier used to say, hey, you should have stopped us. Come on, man. But, hey, after beating Alabama, you could kind of feel a letdown coming from LSU a little bit. You kind of knew that was coming, but they held on, sneak past Arkansas 13-10. They're now in the SEC championship game, and I'm going to call it right now. We only got 30 seconds left, but listen to this. Georgia boat races LSU, and I mean boat races them. Won't even be close.
You don't think it'll be close?
Won't even be close.
Huh. Okay.
I'm telling you, watch out for TCU. Max Duggan could be your Heisman Trophy winner. Hey, great show tonight. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And Dansby Swanson is not going to be a Dodger. We'll see you next Sunday night.